Hey there, happy Saturday. It's me, Victor here. It's been a while since I've really done one of these video lessons for the future. For those out there who don't know who I am, on Twitter I go by Curiosity Trades. YouTube channel is Curiosity Trader. I've been really immersed with the market since 2017. I'm not gonna go over my whole background. Everything's on my YouTube page. It's been a while though, and I thought why not dive into some topics of recently I've been seeing a lot online. I'll go over some stocks in a minute, but the main point of this video lesson is to help you understand that this game we call trading will always be one of the hardest things that you will ever do in your life. And I'm only 23 again as I am filming this. The date is below. 2023. I started doing this in July of 2017. So it's been quite a ride, to say the least. And it just really comes down to you have to love doing it, because here's what it says right here. 95% of traders lose everything within 5 years, and that is true. Okay, and first off, I've done in the past. You'll see everything here. What I'm only about to go over one by one, okay? And everything I outlined in one video lesson that's going to air. I don't know when it's going to air, sometime down the road. I called it the Iron Triangle of Trading, which comes down to really having a trading system with an effective risk management system, and along with sound psychology. But most of these YouTube videos are scheduled to air in the near future. Most of them you will never see. Most of them are from my family and to my future self, but some you will air and see. But understand, the reason why I do these video lessons is number one, to help me remember the things I learn, because whenever you say something out loud, you get to learn it twice. And I hope whatever you are trying to become, you study up, because understand that the greatest enemy you have is time, and you don't know whenever your last day or week or year is going to be. So I highly encourage you to whatever you are trying to aspire to be, to focus on it and to be obsessed about it. Okay, and since I started doing this since I was 17 years of age, I really been obsessed and consumed by this. And if my friends do watch this in the future, they know who they are. They know that I am obsessed by this. I don't talk about it a lot no more to people, because number one, it's boring. And number two, it's really none of your business. But back to the main point of the video lesson: why is trading so difficult? And it really comes down to one thing. All of us want to escape the 9 to 5. That is why a majority of us come into trading. We want to try to escape the 9 to 5 job that all of us are stuck in. And trading offers a unique gift in the fact that you don't have no boss, and along with the fact that you can make your own schedule, and there's many traders out there who trade the first hour of the day and within their system and all that, and they turn their computer off and they make consistent money. And again, that takes time to get to. But the curse is, most of us, 90% of us, 95% of traders who lose everything within 5 years, that's the curse. The curse is that you must accept responsibility, and you must, you're your own boss, in other words. And most of us can't handle that fact. Most of us are used to having a boss, where in trading, you are solely responsible for yourself. And most of us cannot handle that. And trading, I'm going to come on and say right now, it's not rocket science, okay? It's not rocket science. And again, you may be saying, if it's not rocket science, why haven't I made millions so far, or whatever X amount of money First off, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear this in other video lessons. I've done it before. I never got into this for the monetary value. I was simply obsessed, okay? To become any thing you want to become in life. You have to love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, whenever you encounter some hardship, you are going to give up. It is that simple. But if you love doing whatever you're aspiring to become, quitting won't even become an option in your mind. And the money is secondary, in my opinion. It always will be secondary. You know, the money will always be a byproduct of my craft. And I have not really traded in the past 2 years, mainly due to myself, mainly due to it's no one's fault but my own. You know, I don't want to go into my personal life, but it's my fault, and it's fine. Well, it's not fine. Okay, I wasted past 3 years of my life. Not wasted. You know, I've been tracking setups and all that, but I do hell wish I should. I wish I could have traded in 2020, 2021, 22, and of course I'm not trading right now. But I'm gonna go into my plan this later on in this video lesson. But it's my fault I'm not trading. You need, number one, in trading, you must take full accountability of your actions. You know, and see, I forgot what I was talking about already. This is not scripted, okay? I'm just doing this on a Saturday. I'm off on Saturday, so I want to do these. I used to do these a lot in the past, but I haven't done these in a long time. 95% of traders lose everything within 5 years. Why is that? Comes down to it comes down to three things: not having a trading system, along with not having risk management and not having a sound psychology. Now, out of those three, okay, the one that you are going to work on for the rest of your life, okay, is sound psychology. That is not going to go anywhere. You can always get better at it, you know, but it's something. It's you versus you. That is what this game really is. It's you versus you, you know, and for me, at least, you know, the hardest concept to really master is really a trading system. Develop a trading system. I mean, a solid risk management plan is not that complicated to develop, you know, and number one right here, you know, focus on risk, not the money, you know. Focus on risk, not the money. As I mentioned, before we go into every trade, most traders think about the profit, and that's why 95% don't make it, you know. Don't come to the market expecting to make money. Don't come to the market being a freaking degenerate, wanting to make money. First off, the market does not owe you a single dime, okay? The market is here to take money from you, because that is how that's how the market works, you know? Money transfers to losers to the winners and vice versa. That is how the market keeps turning, okay? And one thing I have really developed over the course of the past, since over the years, you should see yourself evolve as a trader. And I've made video lessons, of course, in 2017 to today, and looking back at those video lessons, I've seen how much I have grown. Because in the past, I used to always be eager to trade, wake up and looking for a stock to trade, and that's not what you should be doing, okay? Good trading should be effortless and boring, if that makes any sense. The trades, you shouldn't look for a trade, okay? The trade should come to you. And whenever I open the market, first off, you always want to have a plan, okay? Have a plan the day ahead. Like for instance, since today's a Friday, you know, Monday, you have a couple stocks on watch list and you have a game plan ready for Monday. And again, that varies, of course. It depends what kind of system you're trading. I don't know who the hell you are, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But focus on risk, not the money. I want to keep saying that over and over and over again, okay? Because again, this game is rigged against you. Trading is rigged against you, okay? This game is designed not to succeed. And to me, this is like a video game, okay? When I say game, I mean the market. I think this is a game, because of any game, the premise of a game is long-term survival. You want to outlast your enemy, right? And in trading, it's you versus you. Okay, you're not competing against. Don't compare yourself to other people online. And that's one thing I always advise you in the beginning. And of course, I did it. You know, I was in chat rooms, and of course, I'm not saying don't do that. I learned a lot through from people online. I still am learning through a lot from people online. But don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 50 or 80. Okay, we're all different. This is a unique Trading is one of the most unique journeys you will ever take upon in your life, and one of the most as well. I wouldn't say depressing, but struggles, and of course, different market environments can make your journey easier, as 2020 made everyone think trading was easy. Now look at the market now. Everyone's scoring, and I'll talk about that later on. What was I talking about? See, I always lose my train of thought. What was I talking about, Victor? Focus on the risk, not the money. Focus on the risk, not the money. But whenever I go into a trade, the first thing you should know is your exit point, And number one, I'll mention this probably numerous times in this video lesson. 3 things you should know before going into a trade. 3 things. You should, number 1, know your entry point. Number 2, know your risk point. And number 3, know your exit point. And out of those 3, the most important is, in my opinion, out of the entry point, out of the exit point, and out of entry, risk, and exit point. And out of the 3, the risk is always the most vital to me, because the risk point will determine how much shares I am able to take on the trade. And again, everyone's risk threshold is going to be different. That is what makes us unique in our own nature. And for whenever I mean by a risk, I do my risk by dollar value. Like, for instance, if I'm going to buy a stock, let's say at 175, and I'm risking 150, my risk is 15 cents a share. And let's say I am willing to risk $1,000 on that trade. I divide that by 15 cents, and that will give me my position size. Now, again, I don't do that most of the time because the market moves very fast, but you get the gist idea. In every trade, I know the exact dollar amount I am able to afford to lose. And again, it's longevity. You have to be able to realize, can you afford taking 20? Let's say you have a small account, right? Let's say your small account is like $5,000, and let's say you take out of the 21 trades. And one more thing, this game is all about probabilities. That is what this game is all about. And let's say you have a $5,000 account, right? And let's say, well, let me just show you. Okay, I buy at 175. I risk at 150, that gives me 15 cents or 25 cents. I'm bad at math. Look at that. Again, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this shit. It just takes time. Okay, so I'm risking 25 cents on a trade, And let's say you always want to think in terms of as well as risk reward, because you don't want to risk 25 cents to make 25 cents. You at least want that to be 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, And of course, going short and going long is a completely different story. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But let's say I'm risking 25 cents a share, okay? And let's say that I'm gonna bet. Let's say if this trade does go against me, okay, I'm willing to lose $200. Okay, willing to lose $200 out of 25 cents. I think this should. So that means my size is 800. That is my size. I could buy. Wait, that's not right. I don't even know anymore. See, I haven't done this in a long time. That's how you know I'm out of this focus. I used to have a spreadsheet of this. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to edit this out. That's why it's funny. Let's see. I created a spreadsheet here. This I did, okay, a long time ago. 3 to 1. Let's say I'm going to lose, let's say $100. $100. Okay. I buy at 175, and my risk is 150, not 1,000. Which I named it. Oh, what was it? So I can buy 400 shares of that so-called stock. Okay, and that is what that means. And of course, the exit point is 250. Now you must think in terms of really, number one, okay, do you think that this stock can go to 250? In your mind, that is going to be roughly a 42% gain. And of course, a lot of things matter in that stock structure as well. We always change the risk-reward ratio. But you get the point. Within every stock, know your entry point, know your exit, and know your risk. But most important, the risk is vital, because your risk point will determine where you're going to, how much size you will get, along with how much potential dollar value you will extract from the market. But back to this tweet over here. It's really hard for most of us to not think about the money, because again, most of us come into this business thinking, I want to make money, I want to get money, because again, most of us are online seeing other people and make a lot of money. And again, how do you think I feel? I've been doing this since 2017. How many years is that? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's been 6 years. 6 years I have been doing the markets, and when I say doing, I mean studying, looking at charts. I've been looking at charts for the past 6 years, and I guess most of the time, one thing that I want to say right now to you, okay, the patterns, the patterns never change, okay? I've been seeing a lot of the same things happen over and over again, and I always see one stock, for instance, I'll go over one right now, I'll go over it later. One stock I'll show you later is AMAM, and it ran from $1 to a high of 7. It went freaking crazy, and I always tell myself there's going to be another one down the road, because there always is, because human nature would never change, and that's great in your favor. Your job is to track your trades. Most importantly, track setups. Okay, track your setups. But I could really spend a lot of time on this, because it is really true. Risk management is very underrated trading skill. 60% of traders give up in their first year, 80% in the first 3 years. Most traders want easy money fast, so they risk more and more, and that is completely 100% true. Just because you're risking more doesn't mean you're going to make more. All it takes is that one trade to really blow your account up. And again, you want to have positive expectancy within your trading system. If you don't have that, then you're not going to come out a net winner. And for me, how I do my thing, I take a series of trades. For instance, I like taking a series of 25 trades, and within that 25 trade sample size, let me just show you real quick. Within that, I haven't traded in quite a while. Within a 25 trade sample size, whenever I do start trading again, this is what I did in the past. Within 25 trades, I am only allowed to have a fixed dollar stop amount I'm willing to lose within that series of trades. And for instance, whenever I started doing this, I was only risking $50 a trade. And again, in the beginning, understand that the money is not important, okay? I want to emphasize that 100%. In the beginning, whenever you're starting out doing this, understand that the money you make or lose is negligible in the long run, okay? It's all about learning, it's all about building market confidence, and it's all about building your overall trading system, finding what you're best at. Because in the beginning, you're not going to know that. You're not. And it may take a year or two. I really do believe it takes maybe 2 years max to find out what you are good at in this game. Okay, this is a game, every video game you are good at a certain area and aspect in that game, and trading is no different. Okay, I promise you. Okay, I can't guarantee it, but let's say 99%. Okay, I can't say 100% because it's not exact science. Let's say 99%. If you really love doing this, you will spend time on the weekends putting in, tracking trades, and tracking charts. And over the course of the first year or 2 years, you will find that this is not rocket science. Same patterns repeat off similar moves, off similar news, off similar it's just price action. That's all it is. Price action will always be king. Okay, and I promise you, if you track your trades, if you track charts, most importantly, okay, look at them, study them, be obsessed about them, dream about them, and you will find what you're best at. And I don't know who you are out there, but I'm 99% sure you will find it. Okay, I promise you will find it. But back to this. let's say out of these 25 trades, I'm risking to lose $50. Okay, that means that you must be able to take a potentially $1,250 loss within that series of trades. Now, I would hope, again, if your trading account size is, let's say, $5,000, this would be acceptable, okay? But if your trading account size is, let's say, $1,500, I wouldn't recommend it, because you're really risking a lot within your trading account. But I've done this before. But the reason why I do this is, number one, it builds me being disciplined, knowing that within every trade I am only risking $50, okay? And I am not allowed to size up until I am done with the 25 trade sample size, and I am not allowed to adjust the fixed dollar amount until I am done with the 25 trade sample size. Now, again, this works for me. Okay, this works for me in key areas of, number one, helping me grow my account, because at number one, I know that the odds of me losing 25 trades in a row is virtually very low. That's like me saying I'm going to win all 25 trades. Out of the times I have done this, when I traded in 2020, I found out I rarely lost 4 times in a row. Okay, I rarely lost 4 times in a row. So whatever your dollar amount is, stick by it. Okay, let's say you're willing to lose $200, okay, out of 25 trades. You must be able to eat a $5,000 potential loss, okay, within that series of trades. Now, that's not saying, again, the market's always going to move, okay? Now, within every trade, I'm aiming to lose $50, but of course, I'm still in control of the trade. If I break my discipline, if I break my risk management plan, like, for instance, I don't like using a hard stop. I use a mental stop loss, a limit, you know? And let's say if I don't cut where I need to cut within a certain trade, I'm going to lose more than that. And that's within you. So you have to be disciplined to do that, okay? But I talk about this a lot in the Iron Triangle video lesson on my YouTube page. Go check it out. But that is what I do, you know? After I do all this 25 series of trades, I get some stats here. And of course, you can track your trades via TraderView. There's many others out there, but I developed this a long time ago. But in a nutshell, 25 sample series of trades I take within the trading system, and out of those, I have a fixed dollar stop I am willing to lose within that trade, and that will determine the overall. What am I trying to say? I guess it's hard to explain, but I mean, like, I hope you would do this, you know? Like, whatever you're trying to do, it helped me. I promise you it helped you, because this game is really about shifting your mindset to thinking in terms of odds and probabilities. That is all this really is. And I think most of the successful traders I met out there online think in terms of that. Think in terms of they shift their mindset in more of probabilities and odds, because that is what this is all about, you know. And please don't give up. Okay, I promise you, do not give up. If you love doing this with all your heart, I promise you the end will be worth it in the end. Okay, but risk management, focus on the money. That's hilarious. Focus on the risk, not the money. Number 2, focus on long term, not the short term. You need it. And let's see what this says here. Oh no, what did I do? Focus on long term. Hope I'm not going too fast. Again, no one really knows who I am yet, and that's fine, I guess. Again, these are not scripted. They're not scripted. It's just I like talking about stocks, and I haven't done this in a while. But the goal is down the road. I'm taking a pause here in the video. I'm taking a quick break. The goal down the road is, of course, to teach people. I love to teach. You know, I love talking about it, and I want to help others out there get started doing this. And of course, I do plan on teaching others out there in the near future. But the first things first, you know, everyone wants to learn from someone who's done it before, and I've not done it yet, and it's okay. I get that, you know. I learn from a lot of people, and I check their credentials, and No one's gonna want to learn from me since I've not made my name in this game, and I understand that it's my job to do so. Until then, I'm gonna be making these, and whenever I make it, down the road, if I do, I'm going to drop all these at once, and they're gonna know for sure that it wasn't luck. It just took time, took years of being here. That's why number 2 is here. You have to love what you're doing. Think long term, not short term. Me in the beginning. Okay, I did not expect this to take this long. I did not. I started when I was 17, as I mentioned in the beginning. I'm 23 now, and I do believe many would have given up by now. But the reason why I'm still here is because I love doing it. Okay, I love doing it. And I love doing this with all my heart. And I couldn't see myself doing nothing else for the rest of my life. And it does hurt me that it hurts not being in the game. And that is what goes back to number 1. You have to be in the game to have a chance at this. Okay, you have to be in the game. Because once, it's like poker, once you lose all your chips at the table, go home. The casino doesn't want to give you money. The casino will only give you freaking free beer, free whiskey when you're betting your chips. When you lose all your chips, get the fuck out. Go home. Just like in the market, to have a chance to compete against others out there, you have to have money in the game. Okay, so think long term. Don't come in the beginning, your first year, thinking you're going to make a shit ton of money. Okay, like the people in 2020 who got fucking lucky. Where are they at now? Show me them. I guarantee you they're gone, because easy money in the market is the worst thing that can happen to you. You develop bad habits. You develop bad habits. That is what it is. Those people who made money in 2020 developed bad habits, and look where they're at now. They're not even trading. Okay, and maybe I'm blessed to not be able to trade back then. I don't know, but if I did, who knows? Well, fuck the past. Don't worry about the past. Don't dwell on the past. It'll make you depressed. Think now. But that's rule number 1. Think long term. Understand this will take longer than you always expected it will be. One book I really advise you to read. It's Chop Wood, Carry Water. By who's it by? I'm not sure. Look it up. It's a great book. But those who read the book will understand what I mean. Chop wood, carry water. It takes time to do this. Trading is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not sure who you are. Everyone has unique, different learning curves within this game. Many people learn fast, whereas others take time. And what really helps you learning quicker is really experience. I've read books, and you can read all the books in the world about trading. But in my opinion, nothing will ever beat experience. So I do encourage you to read books as well. But most importantly, if you have the money, trade. Because it will teach you more than any books ever will, in my opinion. And of course, when I say trade, I mean trade small. And most importantly, track your trades, okay? Because success leaves clues, okay? I'll say it one more time. Success leaves clues. It always will. It always does. And whatever you're doing, whatever you're trading, track what you did, how you did it, and why. Okay. Most of us know what we do, and you know how you do it, but most don't know why. Focus on the why in trading. Why are you going to buy the stock? Why? What's your goal? What is your goal in that stock? Is it worth your money? Is it worth losing? Is your risk worth the potential reward in that trade? Ask that. Why? That is what I do. When I wake up, look at the market, I ask myself. I don't come to the market thinking, ooh, let's make some money today. No. Okay, I look at the market, I see what the market gives me. Okay, I take its information I see what the market gives me, and if it's showing me a good hand, I'm going to play, and I'm going to make a bet. Playing the odds, that is what I'm going to do. If I wake up in the morning, okay, and I'm going to say, let's see what the market's showing me. It's showing me its hand, and if I see a good hand, I'm going to take a shot. And if the trade does not work, move on to the next. That is all you do. Rinse and repeat over and over again. Okay, don't come to the market thinking you have to trade every day. You don't. Okay, number one, as I'm talking, I'm going over all over these, and focus. I'm just gonna go over all these at once because the more I talk, the more I brush over every one of these, and it's kind of I'm repeating the same damn shit. Again, be consistent, not perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. You always leave money on the table. 1 hour of practice every day is better than 10 hours of practice every 10 days. That is true. 3% of every month for 10 years is better than 3% of your account in 30 days and lose it afterwards. Randomness. This is fucking gold, This is what I'm talking about right here. Think in probabilities is the best trading mindset. I am telling you over and over again. That is what I just mentioned earlier, okay? The market is like a casino. Every day you come to the market. It's going to show you its hands. And if you don't like it, develop what I call sit-out power. You don't have to trade every fucking day. The market, many gurus out there who advertise to trade every day, they're full of shit. You don't have to. That's why you escape the 9 to 5. Right? You escape the 9 to 5 for what? For, I assume, freedom, right? To have your own schedule. So if you're going to trade every day sitting at your computer from 9 to 5, then what the hell are you doing? And of course, I'm not saying you can't do that. I mean, I do it because I fucking love doing this. I'm obsessed with it. But I've learned over the course of since 2017 to have a balance, okay? Because there will be days, trust me, whenever there's nothing in the market that fits your criteria. And again, as I mentioned earlier before, the good trades should be effortless. It should be boring, okay? It should be boring, okay? But when you see a good hand, you'll know. You'll know you will, but don't force anything, because once you force something that is not a good hand, that is where disaster starts happening. And I've seen that. I've seen that firsthand, okay? And I've been through that. I've lost quite a bit of money doing that, But boredom trading has costed me more money than I could think of, okay? Put it that way. So whenever you see no trades, move on, okay? But this is really the key point here. This whole video can be titled this. This whole video is going to be titled this right now. Thinking in probabilities is the best trading mindset. That is really what this comes down to. It really is, okay? And it's really hard to shift our mindset because our minds are not wired to think in probabilities. It is not. And that is what this I call this exercise is. This exercise forces your mind to think in probabilities. And I want you to try this, okay? Try it. I can't 100% sure guarantee you it will work. Let's say 99%. Okay. Again, all this is for educational advice. Don't take anything I say Don't take everything I say as financial advice. It's all for educational advice. Do what you will. But this exercise helped myself shift my mind to think in terms of probabilities. That is what this is. It's like flipping heads and tails, of a coin. That's what every trade is to me. And I know that may seem kind of hard to understand. And just look up Mark Douglas on YouTube, and he does a whole presentation on it, and it speaks volumes for me, okay? There is no certainty in trading. You can have the best system in the world, but that is true, Trading, the best traders understand that they can be wrong on any given trade, That is what it is, and they accept that. They accept that because they know, again, you have a good system. They know that on a series of trades within the trading system, they know that they will have a positive expectancy. They know that. So losing one trade is not going to make them panic. Why? Okay? It shouldn't. You should only be afraid in a trade, okay? And again, fear, if you have fear, whenever you are trading, I myself, I don't have it no more. I don't. When I first started, I used to have my heart rate used to always beat. My heart rate, I always have sweaty hands. But now I don't. Why? Because I know that it's just a game. It's just you shooting the odds. And if you're worried, okay, whenever you push buy or sell, whatever you're shorting or going along, whenever you enter a stock, you should not be afraid. If you're afraid, number one, you're likely trading too large, meaning you're risking too much money. And it's a simple solution to that issue is just the number one, size down, okay? And secondly, you probably don't know what the hell you're doing, okay? And again, don't trade random shit, okay? Do not trade random, because randomness, again, trading random will give you random result, okay? Remember that. Trading randomly is going to give you random results. But I promise you, you don't have to do 25. I think it has to be more than 20, 21 maybe, but do that. And within that 21 trade sample size, have a fixed dollar amount that you are comfortable with losing with, okay? Again, I can't say that enough. A fixed dollar amount to you are comfortable losing with, okay? Everyone's going to be different. If you have $1,000 account, you're going to be different. If you have a $5,000 account, you're going to be different. But whatever your series trades is, it must be able to take your account value. And again, I'm not saying to risk your entire account value on that series of trades. No, okay? I would do maybe a percentage of it. Because if you have a small account, you really are, in order to make a good amount of money, you have to have a large portion of your account into one trade. It's a lot easier if you have, like, if you're starting with $10,000 or $5,000, but everyone's going to be different. Okay, everyone will be different. Okay. Number 5. I'm gonna go over all this again one more time. I know I'm going kind of fast here. I hope to summarize it in the very end. If not, I'm so sorry. Again, I don't have a script in front of me. I am just doing this from the heart. Number 5. Focus on one setup, not 25. And what does that mean? Okay, more trades equal more gains, more setups, less clean charts, more confusion. Be the master of one setup, not the average trader of 27 setups. Now, what does that mean? Well, in my view, okay, in the beginning, as I mentioned, you're not going to know what you are best at. You won't. Unless you really are gifted and you're built to do this shit, you'll know what you're good at. But sometimes you have to experiment in the beginning. And what do I mean by experiment? I mean like trying different things. In the beginning, again, I wouldn't recommend short selling. I just won't, because the risk is very high on that shit. Going long in the beginning is my educational advice, I should say. Okay, I would much rather you go long than short, unless you have edge, on the short side, then go for it. Which I'm not going to go over my edge. I have like 3 setups I know I'm working on right now. 3 setups, as in like I know over the long run I will have positive expectancy. Of course, I'm still tracking that. It's not an exact science. It just takes time. But focus on one setup, not 27. So in the beginning, you're not going to know what you're best at. So I advise you to test small and focus on track your trades. Because once you track your trades, again, do that sample size. Do that sample size. But that sample size is more designed for once you have a setup. That is what that is for. This setup right here I just showed you is designed for whenever you have a setup. Because again, you can do it trading multiple setups, but it's not going to be it's not going to be really exact, because you want to know if within that series of trades on that one setup you're going to have positive expectancy, if that makes any sense. But be the master of one setup. There's a famous quote that says, fear the man who, what was it, be the master of one setup, but I'm losing my train of thought. There's a famous quote on this, I forgot how it goes. It's like, fear the man who, I gotta find it. Fear, I believe it's like, I think it's a Bruce Lee quote. Oh, here it is. It is Bruce Lee. Huh. It's a Bruce Lee quote. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That speaks volumes, okay? Who do you think is going to have a positive expectancy out of a series of what I just told you? Let's say like you have 2 traders, right? Let's say you have 2 traders, okay? And let's say these 2 traders take the sample size, which I talked about earlier. Okay, one of them takes a 25 sample size, doing only one pattern. The other one doing randomness, okay? You have the first trader doing 25 trades. In that series of trades, they are trading the exact same pattern within that series of trades. Trader 2, same thing, but they're trading multiple setups. Who do you think's going to have a positive outcome and a positive net gain? Who will have a greater chance of success in the long run? Because that is what this all is about. All of this is about longevity. The odds, again, it's not certain, okay? But nothing's ever certain, okay? The odds, the freaking, as I mentioned before, the freaking probabilities would say that trader 1, who has one setup down, is going to outlast trader 2 in the long run. That is what it comes down to, okay? And I have a couple patterns I know that I am fucking good at. And you are going to be different. That is what this is. Okay, so when I teach you down the road, whenever like I learned from other gurus. I learned from Timothy Sykes. I learned from Nathan. I learned from Stock Trader. I learned from Stockby. I learned from Christian Kulamagi. I learned from Roland Wolf. I learned from Tim Catani. I learned from Mark Monaco. The list goes on and on and on. I noticed they are good at a certain setups, and they fucking do it over and over and over again. Okay, it's not randomness. It's not rocket science. They're just sticking to what they are good at. You want to stay in your lane. Okay. And in the beginning, you don't know that, and I understand it because I was there. I would say I still am there in a sense because I have not traded yet in about 3 years. But you know, when I talk about stocks, most people think that I made a lot of money, and that's kind of hurts me to tell them that I don't trade. Haven't traded in a while because I know. Knowing a lot about trading does not mean I'm going to do well in trading. Okay, you can learn a lot about this and read so many books about this shit, you know. But once you do it, it's totally different. Okay, doing this just gives you a better odds of success down the road. That is what I do. Doing this will increase my odds of success down the road. It's not guaranteeing this. It's not a direct cause and effect. Just because I study this, just because I make video lessons, just because I've been doing this since 2017 does not mean I'm going to become the next hot trader. It just increases my odds of success down the road, okay? But in the beginning, focus on one setup, okay? And once you find that one setup, again, I would say you have maybe 5 setups, I think, max. Once you go over 5, it gets kind of confusing. And I'm not saying it can't be done, okay? Because the markets is full of information. I'm not saying you cannot have more than 5 setups. Don't curse. Don't say that I said that. You can. I know traders who trade a lot of setups and it works for them. You find what works for you. But the vast majority of successful traders I have seen online focus on one setup or 1 to 5. You know, they focus on a handful of setups, 5. You know what to say, and they do it over and over again. And they have positive outcomes, okay? That is what this comes down to, okay? But it's almost an hour here. But let's see if I can summarize all of this, and I'll talk about some things in the market before I leave you here. Done with that right now. But number 1, focus on risk, not money. Again, as I mentioned, within every trade, go into a trade knowing how much you're going to lose. It's like going into a building, you know. One of my friends always told me, when you go into a new building, always know your exit point in case of a disaster happens, you know. And same in trading. Whenever you enter a trade, know the risk. Because again, you don't want to risk potential disaster. Because once you lose your money, go home. As I mentioned before, it's like a casino. Once you lose your money, they're not going to give you free beer no more, you know. They're not going to give you free alcohol. Go home. You're done. So focus on risk and not money, and please, I promise you, if you love doing this, okay, do not give up. I promise you, okay. So don't be the stat here. Don't be the statistic that 60% of traders lose. Please, don't. Okay, if you love doing this, I promise you, the end is going to be worthwhile. Okay, it will be. I promise you. And it's hard me saying that because I've not done it. I've not made anything yet in my mind. No one knows who I am, and that's why I'm doing this. You know. I'm thinking long term here. I'm thinking long term. That is what it is, you know. It's hard. It's hard not being able to do it yet, because I for sure expected to be doing it by now, but sometimes your plan is not God's plan. Sometimes you can only connect the dots looking forward. I'm looking backwards rather than looking forward. All of us are trying to, as Tangs, who said it? I'm gonna butcher his name, but the quote goes, "If you live in the past, you'll always be depressed. But if you live in the past, you'll always be depressed. If you live in the future, you'll always be anxious. But if you live in the moment, you'll be at peace." Okay, let go, and understand that this will take time. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 5 years, but I promise you, it's that 1 year where it all clicks. And when that year comes, for me, I don't know where I'll be. I don't know where I will be. But when I do it, I won't come back to all these videos and understand that I'm very grateful, that I never gave up. And for you out there, that's why I do these, That's why I do these for really y'all, because I know my struggles and my path is your, I guess, my story will be anyone who ever watches this, I guess, motivation to keep going forward. Because I know for a fact that the biggest pain will always be regret. If I could easily quit, and the biggest pain looking back X amount of years from now will be, what if I kept going, And that's what a lot of people know. They always tell me, why do you keep going? Again, as I mentioned before, I don't advertise myself anymore. The only people who know I love the stocks is my family and my close friends. And if they watch this down the road, I know you always talked about it. Why don't I give up? And I always, in my mind, I've come too far. I've come too far to give up. Why would I give up? Tell me. After what? 17, 18, 19, 20. After 6 years, why would I say I'm done? I'm not going to do this no more. Why? Because I haven't made nothing yet? That's why? As I mentioned before, don't think about the money. Don't. Okay? If you're doing this for the money, then I don't know. I mean, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't. But I never thought about giving up. I never did. Because I knew that the sacrifices I made, and this has taken a large part of my life. It really has. For the greater good, I don't know. I don't really like... I'm a trader, I guess. I go outside quite a bit. I like being here in front of the screens. And just to show you real quick, I'm going to go back to this. No one's ever going to see these because they are for myself. And maybe one day I'll post some of them online. But back in 2019, when I was at Texas State, I did video lessons talking about stocks. And the reason why I did this was to help me memorize everything I was learning. And again, whenever you say something out loud, you get to learn it twice. And that is what all this was. All these were myself just talking about stocks. And I knew no one was watching. I knew that. I knew no one was watching, but I didn't care. Okay, I did not care because I loved doing it. And it's hard fathoming, thinking, is it all going to be worth it in the end? You don't know. That is the thing. You don't know if this is going to be worth it in the end. You don't know. You never will know. But I promise you, I am 100% certain that you don't want to have regret if you do quit. If you quit, that's it. You're done. You lost. But you can't lose if you don't quit. Okay, so keep going. And you can't lose if you don't. If you have to keep your money, focus on the risk. And, long-term outlook on life, things. Sometimes life gets in the way. As in my life, it has, for sure, But I'm still here. I show up every day, and I'm still here. It is hard. So believe me, you don't know. Again, I'm not saying I'm homeless or anything. I'm not. I haven't really been happy. If that makes any sense. I have not been happy in a long time, but I'm going to fix that. I'm going back home to live with my parents, to save for trading again, and again, that's 100% my decision. I don't want to go home, but it's no other way. It's the only way to get back into the game, because you can't do this without chips, and that's the plan. That's the plan here, okay? But again, I'm gonna title this "Thinking in Probabilities" and not that is this video lesson is gonna be titled that. Thinking in probabilities is the best trading mindset. Okay, that is that. But here's my trading P&L total. Again, being transparent is key. $1,100. I've only traded 153 trades in my life. Again, the money is not really. It's all about lessons. You know, you want to learn. You want to focus on what you're good at, in a sense. But I'm not sure when this is going to air. My voice is getting tired. I hope this all made sense. I don't know if it did or not. But I don't know. Everyone's all worried right now about the let's see, the overall market. You know, the market's in kind of I mean, this was 2020 right here. It was easy to make money in this run right here. You know, anyone can make money, as I mentioned before, in a bull market. A lot of bad habits were formed, but now, you know, now that we're in a recent, I would say decline, you know, right here, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. No one knows nothing, okay? Who knows, you know? I would much like it to go down, in my opinion. I think a nice sell-off would be great, in my opinion. But who knows? Whenever you watch it down the road, you know, same patterns, like as I mentioned earlier. This one. Wait, this one? Yeah, this one. Recent supernova, you know, from the lows of what? $2, high of $7.30 in a matter of 1 week. Beautiful run. Patterns like these will never change. Never will. Because human nature will always be here. Okay? But I don't know wherever you'll be when you watch this down the road, you know. I'm not sure where the market's going to be. Who knows? Maybe whenever you watch this in the future, we had all-time highs past 36,000. Who knows? 37,000 rather. Who knows? I don't know. I don't plan on posting this for a very long time, and I mean a very long time. I don't plan on posting this until I'm past, like, I don't know, $25,000 in trading profits. And most of these online here won't be posted until then. Most of them won't be posted until quite a while down the road. And I gotta change this one. That's just how it is, you know. Most of them, because again, this is gonna be my because everyone's gonna say, like, you got lucky, and all of this I'm doing now, it's not luck, you know. All this I'm doing now, that's what it's going to be, you know. All this, that's what all this is here for, you know. It's not luck, it's just me doing it and me showing up every day, you know. And I hope all this makes sense to you. Hope it did. If not, I'm sorry. Most of you, I promise, unless you really love socks, and most of y'all out there, 95% of y'all, probably have not made it this far in the video lesson. I promise that right now. This thing is too long. Oh my god. Where I was a fucking obsessed with this shit. In the beginning, I was a sponge, and that's how you should be. In the beginning, you should be obsessed with this, okay? That's how you learn, okay? Number one, focus on risk, not money. Number two, focus on the long term, not short term. Number three, be consistent, not perfect. Again, strive for consistency, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on you. Number four, randomness, not 100% certainty. Number five, focus on one setup, not 27. Okay, that is that here. And that is that. Simple as that. Okay, it's not simple, it takes time. But You know, I wish the best success for you in the world. I really do. Um, I really do, because this business is going to be, if you make it as a trader, it's one of the best businesses in the world. It really is. You can travel wherever you want and do whatever you want. And that's why I started this, really, because I started doing this for my family, I guess, in a sense. Because I know my parents will never be there, so I want to have security for my siblings and my family and my kids, my kids' family, you know. I want to build wealth for them. And that's the plan here. But it's week 200, and I think it's week 239 since I started doing this. And this is, I have spreadsheets here. I started trading, let's see, I have a thing here, I think. Curiosity Trader, where is it at? If you don't believe me, it's here somewhere. Where is it at? Stock shares. I started in July of 24. That's funny. Of 20. Well, I got into stock market in 2017, but I started learning since 2018, so that's quite a while. 2018. Well, it's 21st, I think, right? 24th, 2018. I think week 240, I think. Almost, yeah, 240. Week 239. Remember that. Okay? Remember that. Week 239. And I'm still here. I'm still here. Why? Because I love doing it. That is why. And I don't see myself ever giving up doing this. Because all I know is that all it takes is that 1 year to change my life forever. I know that for a fact. But other than that, I love you with all my heart. I wish the best for you in the world. I do. But again, number 3 things in life for trading: system, risk management, and sound psychology. That is it. Sounds simple, yet it's not. It's one of the hardest things you ever will do. But if you do this, make it, the success is well worth the hell it puts you through. I guarantee it. I'm not there yet. I hope one day to be there. And when I am, I want to help others achieve it quicker, faster than I have. That's the plan. But other than that, Curiosity Trader here signing off. The date is February 25th, 2023. I'm not sure where you will be whenever you watch this. This is the last week in February. I'll probably post this in 2025 sometime. 26. 3 years from now, maybe. Who knows? But other than that, I love you all, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.